let me ask you something uncomfortable. Have you ever noticed how intimacy can completely change a woman's mood? Sometimes instantly. One moment she feels distant, the next, softer, more open, more connected. Most men think that's emotional, but here's the truth most people never learn. It's biological. And once you understand what's actually happening inside her body and nervous system, your entire approach to relationships changes. Not in a manipulative way, in a grounded, intelligent, human way. Today we're going to talk about something rarely explained honestly. How intimacy affects women on a chemical, neurological, and emotional level. And why this knowledge can quietly transform your relationships, your confidence, and even your health as you age. Stay with me, because this goes much deeper than sex. Most men grow up believing intimacy is simple. You touch, you perform, you finish. End of story. That's the cultural script. But biology laughs at that idea. Intimacy triggers a cascade of chemical reactions inside the body, especially in women, that influence trust, bonding, stress tolerance, sleep quality, immune signaling, and emotional safety. This is not opinion, it's physiology, and ignoring it is why so many relationships slowly drift apart without either person understanding why. Here's the first truth. Intimacy is not primarily a sexual act. It's a nervous system experience. When a woman feels emotionally safe and physically connected, her body releases a group of hormones that regulate attachment and calm. The most famous one is oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. But that nickname barely scratches the surface. Oxytocin lowers cortisol, stress hormone. It increases feelings of trust. It deepens emotional memory. It strengthens pair bonding. It literally tells her nervous system, you are safe here. That's why rushed, mechanical intimacy feels empty, and slow, attentive intimacy feels powerful. It's not romance, it's chemistry. Most men focus on technique, positions, duration, intensity, but women's biology cares far more about what happens after. After intimacy, oxytocin peaks. This is when emotional bonding solidifies. This is when her subconscious decides, was this connection nourishing or draining? If you disconnect immediately afterward, emotionally or physically, her nervous system interprets that as abandonment, not consciously, biologically. This is why simple things matter. Staying close, gentle touch, eye contact, soft conversation. You're not being sentimental. You're stabilizing her nervous system. And when you do that consistently, something remarkable happens. She becomes more relaxed around you, more open, more affectionate, more trusting, not because you earned it, because her body learned you are safe. Let's talk about serotonin. This chemical regulates mood, anxiety, and emotional resilience. When a woman feels emotionally connected, serotonin stabilizes. When she feels ignored or unsafe, serotonin drops. This explains something many men struggle to understand: why small emotional gestures matter more than grand romantic acts. You don't need expensive dates. You need consistency, presence, listening, follow through. Those behaviors quietly support serotonin balance. And stable serotonin means less anxiety, less emotional volatility, more relationship satisfaction. This is why emotionally intelligent men age better in relationships than emotionally disconnected ones. Here's something no one teaches. A stressed nervous system cannot bond deeply. Chronic stress keeps cortisol elevated. High cortisol blocks oxytocin, which means emotional walls stay up. So if your partner feels overwhelmed by life, finances, family, work, health, intimacy alone won't fix that. What helps is shared routines, predictability, support, feeling understood. These lower baseline stress, and when stress drops, bonding hormones rise naturally. This is why couples who build calm daily habits stay closer over time. Now let's talk about sleep. Intimacy can gently stimulate melatonin, the hormone that regulates circadian rhythm. Even small increases help the body relax. This is why many women feel sleepy afterward. Better sleep leads to improved mood, better patience, stronger immune response, lower inflammation. In other words, intimacy done well supports recovery. It's not indulgent, it's restorative, especially after 40 when sleep quality naturally declines. Here's where it gets fascinating. Long-term partner exposure may help the immune system recognize familiar proteins. This process supports immune tolerance. It's particularly relevant for reproductive health, but it also reflects a broader truth. The body adapts to consistent connection. Stability matters. Random encounters don't provide this benefit. Committed relationships do. Your immune system literally learns your partner. Another reminder that humans evolved for bonding, not casual detachment. This part is uncomfortable but important. What you consume affects your partner. Alcohol, nicotine, poor diet, certain medications, chronic stress, all of these change your internal chemistry. And that chemistry transfers through intimacy. You're not just sharing affection, you're sharing biology. Men who clean up their habits often notice something surprising. Their partner becomes more responsive, more affectionate, more relaxed. Not because you told her to be, because your internal environment improved. Your body became safer to connect with. Now let's be adults. Intimacy also carries risks. STIs, bacterial infections, allergic reactions, hormonal disruptions. Pretending otherwise helps no one. This is why mature intimacy requires honesty, regular health screenings, clear boundaries, open conversations, not paranoia, responsibility. Confidence comes from transparency, not avoidance. Women don't bond through performance. They bond through safety, emotional safety, physical safety, psychological safety. When she feels heard, respected, and supported, her nervous system opens. When she feels judged, rushed, or taken for granted, it closes. No technique can override that. This is why the most attractive quality in long-term relationships is reliability, not charm, not dominance. Let's address something directly. Many men fear aging because they associate masculinity with youth. But here's the truth. Older men who develop emotional intelligence become better partners than they ever were at 30. Why? They listen more. They rush less. They understand connection. They value presence. Women don't miss your younger body. They crave your grounded attention. Aging only becomes a problem when men stop growing. Here's what actually works long-term. 1. Communicate openly. Talk about health, boundaries, needs. Silence kills intimacy. 2. Prioritize your physical health. Sleep, movement, nutrition, stress management. Your partner feels the difference. 3. Practice mindful intimacy. Slow down, stay present. Focus on connection, not outcome. 4. Get regular checkups. Heart health, hormones, STI screening. This is strength, not weakness. 5. Build shared routines. Walks, meals, bedtime rituals. Small habits create emotional gravity. Intimacy is not about sex. It's about regulation. 2 nervous systems learning to feel safe together. That's it. When that happens, trust deepens, Communication improves, desire becomes natural, resentment fades, and relationships stop feeling like work. They start feeling like home. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are simply learning something most people were never taught. Connection is biological. Respect is chemical. Presence is medicine. Every small choice you make, how you listen, how you touch, how you care for your body, shapes the emotional world your partner lives in. And that's powerful. So take this knowledge gently. Apply it slowly. Let it mature inside you. Because intimacy isn't something you perform. It's something you become. And when you do, everything changes. If this conversation resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on one small change you can make today. Not tomorrow, today. And carry that awareness forward into the next chapter of your life. We'll continue this journey together.